What's up YTV, I'm back again. Today I want to show some video where 50 Cent goes off on 6ix9ine. They were close friends for famous snitching of Tekashi, but now this is what 50 Cent is saying about him. Let's see. Come on.
Tekashi is a half Mexican, half Puerto Rican rapper from Brooklyn. His multicolored hairdo and over-the-top energy won him millions of fans across the country, especially white kids. They might not be able to dread their hair like the Migos, but they could definitely put in all the colors of the rainbow like Tekashi. He went from being a virtually unknown SoundCloud rapper to one of the biggest stars out there in not much more than a year. Tekashi's image was of a tough, reckless instigator, but he was actually a sweet kid at heart, much closer to a WWF wrestler playing a role than an actual gangster. So to reinforce his image, he started surrounding himself with street dudes. But those guys were not playing a role. They were the real deal. Once they realized Tekashi wasn't, they started seeing him as food. And food is never what you want to be perceived as by real street dudes. As his star rose, Tekashi and I began to build a friendship. I liked that he was brash, that he didn't seem to be afraid of the moment. A lot of people even said that Tekashi reminded them of a young me. One day he called and asked if he can come to my office. He had some run-ins with the law, and promoters were starting to get nervous booking him. He needed advice. When he arrived, I didn't see a brash young man or an arrogant rapper. I saw a scared kid. Settling into a chair in my office, Tekashi got right to the point. 50, what am I supposed to do? I had to give him credit. He acted wild in public, but in front of me, he was willing to be vulnerable. He was smart enough to know he was in over his head. He and I had never had conversations about what was going on. But as an experienced observer, I had a good guess where the roots of his problems lay. Your biggest issue is going to be internal, I told him. You got too many people around you, and they're not really supporting you. Help them get noticed as an artist themselves or get established as a behind-the-scenes player. Introduce them to brands they can get checks from. You only have a limited amount of time to make good on that expectation. If you don't, confusion will set in. It will grow faster if they see you suggesting opportunities to other people. When that happens, the original crew will start feeling disposable. You never want anyone around you feeling that way. When someone perceives themselves as disposable, any sense of loyalty will vanish. Instead of waiting for an opportunity, they're going to aggressively come after you for what they think is owed to them. They're going to extract that debt however they can. Being a smart kid, Tekashi saw the value in my advice and conceded that he was in a precarious spot. He even started to make moves to replace the guys that he knew had it in for him, but it was already too late. Not long after our conversation, Tekashi was arrested on federal RICO and firearm charges. In the indictment, the government even alleged that several members of his crew had plotted to kill him. I'm sure that was a scary realization for a kid who thought he was a WWF wrestler, not someone who was actually playing with life and death stakes. As I'm writing this, Tekashi has just finished testifying against his own crew and was sentenced to 2 years behind bars. I believe one of the things that tripped up people like Tekashi and Ja Rule is that they grew up on the outskirts of the hood. They weren't from the hood, but they had been exposed to it. It tricked them into thinking they were equipped to handle situations they weren't actually built for. Contrast them with someone like Drake, who isn't even from the outskirts of the hood. He's from a completely different environment. I never see Drake associating too closely with the artists he puts on. He always keeps a good deal of space between himself and whoever he's associated with at the time. He's smart enough to judge his own character and concede that there are some forces he won't be able to harness. Tekashi was a great judge of what white kids wanted to listen to in order to piss off their parents. But he wasn't as good at assessing people's characters and intentions. Sadder still, I really think Tekashi's a perceptive kid. If he would have slowed down and taken the time to study the people around him, get a feel for their energy, he would have realized that they weren't the right fit for him. Instead, he was in a rush. The Instagram likes and retweets were coming so fast that he probably started to confuse social media with reality. On social media, the guy throwing up signs next to you is your man until the end. You're ride or die. In real life, things are never that simple. Jealousy and envy grow very easy, especially when they start getting a taste of success. If you bring a bunch of wolves in your circle, you better be damn sure to feed them.
This was 50 Cent And I think he explained it very correctly and in details, and I think you just have no question about 6ix9ine. Tekashi will be top rapper again, believe me, man. He has some energy, some aliens vibe, man, definitely. And people and fans love him, in case he's snitch, famous snitch. This is life, man. If you like our content, please subscribe our channel, get notification bells, and visit brand new website hiphoptvy.com. Thank you for watching. Peace.